the Johannes-Passion is, for me, probably the best of Bach's choral works. I think it's the most dramatic. I think it makes the most dramatic sense. And obviously partly that's from the text, but all the additions, all of the arias and the choruses, they are really contributing to that story and commenting in a way. It's very operatic almost in how it's written. I just think it's a fantastic piece. What's great about singing the alto solos is that they're quite linked in a way, because you have this sort of idea with Von dem Stricken. The first aria in the piece has got this idea of introducing this sort of bound nature of what's going to happen, this fated nature. So the idea that Christ is bound to do this, not just physically bound, but contractually bound to do these things. And then at the end of the piece, you get the very last aria before Christ's death, Es ist vollbracht, where you get the completion and the fulfillment of that contract. So I think it's just a fantastically written piece.
Bach's Johannes-Passion is a piece about a community living in the aftermath of an atrocity. And it's an atrocity that they have themselves committed. So the piece is a very, very complicated exploration of shame and guilt, what it means to be a bystander, what it means to be a perpetrator, how you relate to the past. And that all happens through this extraordinary structure that Bach has, where the chorus are both the participants in the action and they're also reflecting on it, as if somehow they're apart from it, but of course they're not. It's a very complicated piece because of its politics as well. There's no doubt is there anti-Semitism in the work. Its characterization of the Jews is completely consistent with Bach's world, with Luther's writings. So we have to do a very complicated thing when we perform it. We have to think so much about our own complicity, our own culpability in all this. It's also a piece that's about the figure of the storyteller, the importance of the figure of the storyteller in thinking about disaster and atrocity and how we go on living after those things. These stories partly console us, but they partly don't. And I think the work has a very, very ambiguous ending where salvation is glimpsed, it's possibly there, but I'm not sure we necessarily get there. It's a piece that forces us to explore, to search, and to sort of go on looking all the time.
I'm a Jew. I'm also an atheist. But I find it's such a horrible story. I mean, I feel the weight of history with this piece, personal, and it's brought up really horrible memories, family things. I won't go into them, I think you can imagine. And I've been reading a lot about the history of the performances of it, and that you could do it another way. You could check, why not change the words? Why do you keep saying, do this, do that? And then the really horrible bit about crucify, it's baying for blood. It's horrible, and I have nightmares about it. But at the same time, the music is so beautiful, and there's the lovely bit, the mocking bit, that's like a Baroque dance. It's so pretty and so nasty, and I think it matters. I think we should be thinking about what this is and the history of it, and Luther's vile writings that provoke people to go out and kill Jews, particularly at Easter.
I find St. John's Passion to be so special because it's one of Bach's most emotionally immediate music. The tenor arias are deeply personal to the character of Peter, and he goes through so much guilt and pain, and that's something that's really fun to delve into as a person playing him, especially while in this performance of it, we're trying to aim for a more character-driven performance, particularly in the aria such as Erwäge. My favourite moments when he talks about the Regenbogen, and you've got the rainbow that he can see, almost like he's mad in the air, of Jesus' blood, and he's just thinking to himself, how could I possibly betray so much love and the forgiveness that God would give me? It racks him with so much guilt. The more he thinks about how beautiful that was, the more it crushes him.